What's up, folks? My name is JP, and you are listening to the 1265, a podcast 100% focused on the Green Bay Packers. Today we're going to be brought to you by allwisconsinathletics.com. All Wisconsin, all athletics, all the time. I'm joined by my left-hand man today, Arrick. Arrick, what's up, dude?
Doing good. Finally to Thursday. We got some NFL action tonight.
Yes.
College football as well. Auburn and Kansas State. That's a good one I've been looking forward to.
Sure, Jordy will be watching tonight.
Jordy Nelson should be watching that one.
Wildcats go. We were both live at the game this last Sunday. It was an amazing feeling. It felt so good to be back at Lambeau.
Nice.
What were your thoughts? I know we didn't sit together, by the way, guys. He sat actually like right above me. I didn't even know that until after the game, until I saw the pictures. But what were your thoughts, man? Let's go.
Well, I was nervous. That first quarter wasn't what I expected at all. Probably wasn't what anyone else expected at all.
Hell no.
But that's, in a way, you almost want one of those kind of games, because that shows you, your teams can, you're not, what's the word? You're not unbeatable. Teams can kind of, give you a run for their money, and to come back like that, that's such a character building win.
It is. It reminds me a lot of that Dallas win last year, except for we had Rodgers, and it was him who brought us back instead of Eddie Lacy. And Eddie Lacy hasn't been doing much lately, man. I don't know. I mean, is it just was the Jets D that good and Seattle's? I mean, we know Seattle's D was that good, but was New York's D that good to shut down Lacy, or is he just off to a slow start, you think?
I think part of it, and we might see it end this week, but they're just playing it safe with a concussion. Because we all know the concussion rules. He gets another concussion, he's looking at missing, quite a bit of time with a second concussion. So maybe they're just playing it a little safe. The interesting thing to me, and I noticed this right after the game, James Starks had played 4 plays.
I was just about to say, yeah, man. Like you got a guy like Lacy with a concussion, and then Starks doesn't even come in, and the only guy with another rush was Randall Cobb and John Kuhn. We even saw Rodgers. He ran 6 times for 28 yards, but he was running for his life.
He was running for his life thanks to a right tackle we won't name.
Derek Sherrod. Oh yeah. Let's just name him.
He is struggling.
But Rodgers going 25 for 42, 346 yards, 3 TDs. After that first quarter, I didn't think he was going to do any of that. I'm not going to lie. Dude, okay, so I'm sitting there. It's the second quarter. We're down, 21 to 3? And people were leaving, dude. They were legit packing up their stuff and going. I was like...
extreme, but...
I mean, I had it in my head, though. If they would have went up 28 to 3, I might have been on my way as well, because I would have... Yeah, it wouldn't have been fun. But what happened in the first quarter there? I mean, with that snap there, first play of our drive, was that Rodgers or was that Lindsley? Who do you think that was?
I think it's a combination of both. Center, a lot of people don't even realize this. The center might be the most important guy on your team. He touches the ball every down. He's... you're always playing... he... a pretty good front seven for the Jets. We kind of did underestimate it.
We did.
And... yeah, I mean, that is a good defensive team. It's not going to get any easier this week facing, the front seven of the Detroit Lions, so...
Ugh. Well, luckily, they're a little banged up on the front seven. We'll get to that in a little bit here. But, okay, let's talk about the comeback. A guy who nobody's really given much credit to in the game. I'm giving my player of the game out to is Mason Crosby for keeping us in that thing. And he nailed, a 56?
Yep.
56-yard field goal. That was so cool.
I remember he was kicking it. I could barely watch. But anyway, after it goes through, I just look at my brother, and we just both look at each other, and we don't say nothing. We don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing Mason Crosby... He's really turned it around since 2 years ago when he had that horrible year.
2 years ago, if Mason Crosby lines up for 56,
you're not gonna happen.
We're going to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's
right. We're just walking to the bathroom. It's not in. It's whatever. But really this is a new kicker.
Yeah, he has turned his game around big time, and gotta love that for your kicker.
Hell yeah,
huge.
I mean, but he kept us in the game, okay, and then Jordy Nelson just
went off.
Destroyed it. He just opened it wide open. And I think the biggest thing and people are gonna be like, oh, it's uncalled for in the game of football. But that fight that we had in the end zone bias, that sparked up the stadium, that sparked up the fans, that sparked up the players. Everybody was fired up. I remember after that fight, Rodgers was walking off to the sideline, and he's raising his hands up high. He wanted the crowd to get into it, and we did. You know what I mean? It was awesome. Corliss took dude's helmet off, and he got ejected. What's his name? Richardson?
Muhammad Wilkerson.
Oh, Wilkerson. And funny thing is, I look on the big screen and my father-in-law was actually walking him out. Oh, really? And it was kind of funny. I was like, oh, shit.
He didn't look like he minded too much. He was smiling and being an idiot, so... Well,
from what I heard, too, he told me that when he got in the locker room, he didn't really have anything to say. He just sat there. I mean, what can you say, though? You know what I mean? I'm sure Rex had a lot to say after that. I mean, you lose one of your big guys, Another thing I noticed, which was kind of cool, was, they're using Randall Cobb, but they're using him almost as a red zone guy. That's kind of weird, considering how small he is. You'd think Jordy would be the red zone guy, but...
I think Cobb has 9 catches on the year, 3 touchdowns, so he's on pace for every third catch will be a touchdown, so we can look forward to that this year.
Yeah, and he got 5 receptions and 2 TDs at 39 yards. I mean, But then let's talk about the main event, the big guy here, Jordy. 9 receptions, 209 yards with that big 80-yard. That was amazing.
Yeah, don't forget Devontae Adams, though. He had a big game, his first home game at Lambeau. I don't know. I really think he's going to be... he's going to be something, I think.
Well, that just goes back to what we were talking about before, about when last show we talked about the contracts expiring. Mm-hmm. And that is the reason why I don't think we do sign Cobb, because Cobb's going to want a lot more money.
Boykin will be a free agent.
We can get that in Adams. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We'll have Adams, Aberdaris. Aberdaris might be the 3 next year. Yeah. How crazy is that to think? You know what I mean? He might be the 3 guy. Yeah. But I do think we resign Boykin. I do think Cobb walks. But besides the point...
Well, and that's just to add on that. Cobb, there are so many other... I don't think the Packers are using Randall Cobb in the right way.
They're not.
There's so many other... Look at Seattle and New Orleans and St. Louis. That's the perfect offense for Randall Cobb. Yeah. Any one of those places.
Can you imagine Randall Cobb and Tavon Austin? Or Randall Cobb, Brandon Cooks? Yeah. Oh, my God. Randall Cobb, Percy Harvin?
Yep.
Jeez, man.
Either one of those 3 are the perfect offense for him.
It is. You're 100% right on that, honestly. And they're still using them on the punt returns, which I really don't mind. I mean,
who else
at first,
put back there,
who else are you gonna put back there? I mean, it's either a starting safety or a starting wideout, and we have plenty more wideouts than we do quality safeties. Mm-hmm. So I'll take the wideout there. But back to Jordy, dude. That 80-yard play, I thought he was going to be down right away, but he just wow.
That was something.
That was crazy.
I think we'll be seeing a lot of that this year.
And he set a record this year, that game, right? 209 yards or something like that? That was some kind of record, wasn't
it? That I'm not 100% sure on.
I don't know. Probably a record for him.
Yeah,
that's probably a personal record.
I can tell you it is his career high.
But that was cool, man. But I did feel like Green Bay did give up on the run. Maybe they tried a couple times with Lacey, 13 attempts, 43 yards. What's going on with him, man? What do you think?
Like I said, they're just playing it safe. Getting over concussion. Can't afford to lose him for an extended period of time, so that's probably where that comes in. Yeah, but anyway, I don't know. I think Starks is a perfect complement. He doesn't see the field at all, so I don't know what was up with that.
Yeah, we had a lot of DeJuan Harrison there, which was just not by any means nothing to sneeze at, but he only had...
Well, he didn't even carry the ball.
No, he just had a reception. Yeah. 1 for 11. And you saw Jared Boykin step in. He got the 1, and he dropped the 1, and then all of a sudden you didn't see him anymore. Devontae, that's when he stepped up, and I'm looking forward to seeing this offense. So what do you think was more key to the Packers' victory? Was it more of a New York Jets collapse or more of a Packers comeback?
I'm going to go with the Packers comeback. Okay. Just that, it's a lot easier to come back on a team than have them collapse. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but...
No, it does.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets are not a bad team. They're not by any means a great team, but... they're deep front 7. Yeah, I mean, once you look at the stats and they all came in the air, but that secondary, could use some work, but any given Sunday, any team can beat any team. It's just I've said that countless times. And
speaking of secondary, we talked a little bit last week about HaHa and Calvin Pryor. Yeah. There was an awesome moment on special teams. I don't know if you saw it. I was looking at that though. It was special. It was a kickoff. I can't recall which exact play it was, but after the play there, I saw HaHa and Calvin Pryor kind of giving each other a little bit of shit. You know what I mean? Just bumping uglies or whatever, joking around. And I thought that was kind of cool. They kept it light a little bit,
Talking about Calvin Pryor, he was actually the safety in coverage on that Jordy Nelson play.
Yeah, he got worked bad. Yep. I don't feel as bad about how HaHa's doing right now after seeing that.
I mean, he's not been doing anything special, but he's not getting burnt for 80-yard touchdowns.
Nope. Well, not on the field, but...
missed the horrible tackle week 1 in Seattle, but...
Yeah, and we didn't see much of HaHa in this game. Not too much, But let's talk about the defense a little bit. Who impressed you on our defense this week?
Mike Daniels. Mike Daniels had a pretty good game. Clay Matthews looks like he's back. He had a good swat down. What was it? I don't remember when exactly it was, but I'm pretty sure it forced the 3 and out.
Pretty sure the whole crowd went, ooh! I was like, damn!
Yeah, but Mike Daniels, we heard a bunch from him in the, preseason about how the defense is going to get tougher and how he's not afraid to throw the first punch, not literally, but he looks like he's staying true to his word there, so I'm excited for what Mike Daniels can do this year.
Yeah, I think he's definitely got potential to just anchor that line. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? With Raji being out, he's got to be the anchor. Yeah. There's nobody. I mean, Daytona, I still haven't seen anything from him. I'd really love to, but man, come on. My favorite play of the game, though, was probably the one play that they put Vic in, and Clay Matthews just literally destroys him, and you don't see Michael Vick ever again. That was pretty awesome. Not going to lie. But yeah, Packers go on to win. It was an awesome victory, 31-24. If you were watching the first half, you might have turned it off, might have found something to do around the yard or whatever. But for those of you that watched, you were in for a show for sure.
Brought it close. After down 21-3, they score 13 unanswered to bring it to halftime, and brand new game. That's the first thing I said. The people I was with, it's a brand new game right at halftime. It
is a brand new game. And speaking of a brand new game, we got Detroit coming up Sunday. Let's talk a little bit about injuries. So we got Detroit coming up Sunday. Both teams are on Sunday when we watched the Jets game, I saw Mulemba go out, and there was a couple of little things up here. But we didn't see. I don't know anything about the Lions, so who's out for Detroit this week?
Well, the Lions are pretty banged up. Usually we're in that situation. It's kind of nice not to be, but a couple of key guys they got right now. They had today their practice report. Nickelback Cassius Vaughn did not practice with an ankle. Defensive end who usually does all right against the Packers, Ziggy Ansah. He didn't practice with a knee injury.
He's a second-year pro guy, right?
He's noteworthy. Then they got some guys who it'll be interesting because they were limited, and their status is actually kind of up in the air. Running back who's always hurt the Packers, Joik Bell with a knee injury.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see about him. Or a guy who, if the Packers can get away with him not going on, defensive tackle Nick Fairley. Oh. He's another guy on their report. He has a biceps injury. So
I'm sure Rodgers will sleep much better at night, knowing Sue and Fairley aren't rushing at him.
Yep. And then safety James Ahedebo, who veteran safety, he's also limited, and they're not sure his status with a neck injury. And that's always an injury that so hard to tell.
And we don't hope anybody is injured. No. But you want to see the best go against the best. But if it is, it is what it is.
I wouldn't mind seeing Nick Fairley be inactive, though. I'll tell you that. Give him a rest.
Real quick here, is Calvin Johnson on the list?
No.
Damn it.
And will he ever be? No.
He was 2 years ago. Remember
that? He did miss that one game.
I remember that. I was so disappointed because I really wanted to see him play. Well, I was live at the game.
Yeah, going into that, I remember he was probable.
And then, it was 5 minutes before kickoff, and they're like, dude, Johnson's not playing. Yeah. I'm like, shut up,
I remember that.
But, So what about Green Bay? What do we got going on here?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Packers have a very, very short injury list.
Thank God.
Brad Jones did not practice with that quad injury. I guess that's something that
I'm sure you're all gonna miss
sticking around. Yeah, everybody loves Brad Jones. It seems like. Andy Malumba, he's about to be placed on IR. He's done for the year with a torn ACL, which he suffered in that Jets game.
Right.
So there should be a roster move coming any. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Do you think Elliott gets pulled up or no?
I don't know what they're going to do. Elliott's on the active roster.
Yeah, but do you think he actually gets going?
Oh, he gets some game time?
Yeah, you actually think he plays a little bit? Or
I don't know. He's been inactive twice, and I don't see why they're...
Maybe special teams a little bit.
Yeah, even, I don't see why you wouldn't want to have an extra defense lineman with the thin group that they have. So, yeah, there will be a roster move, I would have thought today, usually.
Yeah.
They... Probably tomorrow, they would either bump someone up from the practice... Well, that's likely what they'll do is just bump somebody up from the practice squad. And then Casey Hayward was limited with that hamstring injury. That's another interesting one. I'm guessing it's the same thing from last year, which I remember he was in training camp. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll be good to go," and misses the whole year.
Come on, man.
And yeah, Brian Balaga, he actually looked good. He was moving quicker, from what I've heard. And he did have a brace on the MCL, and McCarthy, usually what they'll do is they'll give you a certain amount of plays they want you to practice. And McCarthy said Balaga played in the exact amount he wanted him to, so...
That'll be a big help.
That's a good sign, yeah.
That'll be a big help.
If I had to guess, I would say Balaga will play. Everything looks good so far.
Okay, well, we got to get Casey Hayward on the field sometime soon. That's our injury update. Now, let's talk a little bit about Detroit and Green Bay here. So we're going to Detroit.
We're not, but...
We're not, no. I mean,
I wish
would you? Would you go to a Detroit game?
Plenty of tickets still available.
Probably like $10, huh? You gotta watch out and come out and your rims will be stolen. But besides that, it's an apocalyptic town. But so Green Bay is going to Detroit and Ford Field. What do you think? What do you think is gonna go down?
It's always a tough matchup. We've seen that over the years. Not an easy place to play.
They're mean.
Yeah, they are mean. That is for sure. So it's just a good rivalry, that's all. Division games, always tough, always fun. There are, a couple stats that kind of stood out to me that when I was looking over the all-time series in the Packers-Lions. The Packers actually lead the series by kind of a big margin. 94. Packers lead the series 94. Well, the Packers are 94, 66, and 7.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Wow.
And then, actually, the Packers have won 15 of the last 17 meetings, which is kind of...
One of them being last year in Thanksgiving, and then the other one probably like 10 years before that.
Yeah, so... And then another thing that I thought was kind of cool, Mike McCarthy is actually 14-2 against the Lions.
Wow.
Talk about dominance.
So you can call him the Lion Tamer then.
Yeah.
Let's trademark that. Mike McCarthy, the Lion Tamer. I like that.
That works.
No offense to Chris Jericho. So we got, Calvin Johnson. That's a name everybody's just like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? They're like, damn. Who's covering him, you think? Who do you think's going to get assigned?
I know last year it was Tramon Williams, and today he said he was ready. Tramon... Actually, a funny story here. I don't know. I'm not a huge superhero comic guy, but he was wearing an Optimus Prime jersey or Optimus Prime shirt, and apparently they linked that somehow to he's ready to control Megatron. I don't know what that means, but for anybody who knows that kind of stuff,
I know exactly what that means, and that is amazing.
That's love the gesture. A little bit of information for you.
You know how many people have probably done that though. So. Who do you think is going to be the key guy that we're going to have to stop here? Do you think it's going to be Bush, Bell,
Calvin Johnson? Anytime he played Detroit. Right? Reggie Bush. Don't ever forget about him.
He's dangerous out of the screen too.
But Calvin Johnson's always a guy you have to watch out for. I have nothing but respect for the guy. He is definitely. Yeah, he brings out the best in any defensive player. That's for sure.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
or else you're going to get burned for 95 yards.
Yeah, Trevon Williams said today, you got to be on top of your game or he'll make you look silly. That's what Tremont said. So, yeah.
So, what do you think about their defense?
They always seem to have a solid defense. It'll all depend. A huge key to that will be Nick Fairley if he does go.
Mm-hmm.
You got Sue Fairley. Another guy, Ziggy Ansah, defensive end.
Yeah.
So they got two guys there who are kind of in question right now. So
don't forget the former Badger,
DeAndre Levy.
Levy,
interception machine.
That guy is amazing.
So yeah, I mean they are the good defense team. They kind of got to change the culture in there with Jim Caldwell. I'll definitely like him a ton more than I would ever like Jim Schwartz. But
you shook my hand too hard. Now, do you think that these guys? Do you think they're gonna be a little more disciplined under Caldwell, or do you think this is just a rebellious team? Because I'll tell you what, my favorite matchup isn't gonna be Tremont Calvin or Shields Calvin or Bush and Clay. My favorite matchup's gonna be like Josh Sitton and TJ Lang against Dominican Sue and Nick Fairley if he goes. Like, that's going to be my favorite.
I don't know if you remember last year what Josh Sitton called the Lions dirtbags.
Yeah, I remember that. They are.
Today he had nothing to say. He didn't want to say anything, so
whatever. He's going to wait. Because, I mean, every team in the league has said it. Those guys play dirty.
Yeah. I don't know. Just the group of guys that it is. Ndamukong Suh isn't the nicest guy. On the field, I never met the guy off the field, so I can't speak about...
Funny story, during the offseason, there was this little thing that happened where this guy tried to reunite.
Oh, yeah.
You saw that too, where he brought in Ndamukong Suh and TJ Lang, and Lang didn't even want anything to do with him. There's like a genuine, hate there.
Yeah.
I want to say,
he did stomp on the head of Edwin Dietrich Smith at Thanksgiving game,
yeah.
So...
Where is that? Thanksgiving, man. Come on. Yeah, we all just enjoy some turkey and stuffing. We won't be playing them this Thanksgiving.
Nope.
Which is disappointing, but it is what it is. So you think that you think Matthew Stafford picks apart our corners or no? You think we're gonna hold our own?
I don't know.
Because they do have Golden Tate now too.
Yeah, we all remember what he did when he played for Seattle.
Nothing.
Well, he did have a
false reception.
A false reception
for a touchdown.
He still says he caught. But anyway,
he's taking that to the grave, man.
That's his. That's how he wants to look at it. So.
Yeah.
Oh well. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it's always a tough game. Green Bay, Detroit. It's just one of those games that you get up for it. Basically, it's one of those games that you're always ready for. I don't know about you, but I don't like the Lions at all.
No. No.
So kind of want to beat them up pretty good.
The one thing I want to see Eddie Lacy pick it up. I mean, I know this is a even better defensive line than maybe the Jets, but Lacy, if you can do it, man, you're indoors. Come on.
Yeah.
Gotta turn up. Week 3,
weather will not be a factor. So
yeah, let's get it, man. Well, how do you think Rodgers does?
Rodgers likes playing in a dome, so. I think he'll have some big numbers. Again, that's not a secondary that you can just sleep on. So it's tough to say. Yeah, I think we'll see. Like I said, I think we'll see more of the same out of Jordy Nelson. I think Devontae Adams has arrived. I know he's only played 2 games. He didn't do anything really in the Seattle game, but yeah.
It's funny, you brought up Devontae Adams 3 times already.
Yeah.
I actually just ordered his jersey.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I just put in the order for it. It should be here, I don't know, real soon. So we'll see. But, so we got Green Bay, Detroit coming up. It'll be an interesting game. I'm hoping Green Bay comes out of it with a W. I'd sure as hell like to be 2-1. Yeah, definitely not on the other end of that. The division's really tight this year, it seems. So
I think the Vikings are about to fall off. They're just going through a dumpster fire right now.
Dude, I don't think AP ever plays for them again.
I don't think
he
ever. If I can make a bold prediction here, I say he's a Dallas Cowboy next year. If not this year, if they just flat out release him, because the stipulation with that list is that once his legal troubles are done, that thing ain't gonna get done for 2 years.
Yeah.
So.
Can you imagine AP and DeMarco Murray?
I think it's going to happen. I really do. Him and apparently he has a little relationship there with Jerry Jones, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked at all if he's a Dallas Cowboy.
Didn't the incident happen in Texas?
Yep, in Houston.
The whole weird...
near Houston.
Yeah, so... Well, he'd be close enough for his court dates and stuff, so that's fine. You and I... Okay, Detroit Green Bay isn't the only big game this week. You and I got a little bit of tension here. I noticed you've been giving me these dirty looks all day, and I've been giving you the same ones, man. What's up with that? Yeah, you and I go against each other today in fantasy football. So you're predicted to win by what? What is it? 134 to 125 or something. Predictions are for the birds. Who do you think is gonna win the game for you?
Well, let's see here. I've got Kelvin Johnson, Peyton Manning, Cordero Patterson, Julian Edelman, Arian Foster, Frank Gore. Man, that's a good lineup. Jason Witten as my tight end. And then, a little bit of breaking news here. I took out Eric Decker as my flex, because who knows if he's going to play or not, and has a bad hamstring. And then I put in everyone's favorite, James Jones, as my flex. And then my kicker is Graham Gano. And my defense, I got Kansas City's defense.
And I'm having Matthew Stafford on Sunday. So we both kind of got to root against the Packers in a sense.
That's always
We want the Packers to win. Don't get us wrong here. We want the Packers to win, but we also want our guys to get a little points here. I got Stafford going. I got Julio going tonight. I got Steve Smith, who's been like Flacco's number one go-to. Keenan Allen. My running backs aren't too hot. I got Rashad Jennings and Zach Stacy, but Rashad's been pretty solid. Greg Olsen, Cam Newton's only target besides Kelvin Benjamin. Right now I got AJ Green in. I don't know if he's playing or not, so that'll be like a last-minute type thing. And then I threw in Matt Bryant. He's playing tonight. And I got Cincinnati's D against Tennessee, so I think we're both gonna put up a lot of points here. So I think the game relies on if AJ Green plays or not. I think
absolutely.
That could be the win or loss here, because if AJ Green doesn't play, I think I got to put in like Riley Cooper or something.
Please, that would be nice.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and right now I sit at 1-1, and you're at 2-0. So good game for me. Not good to fall to 1-2.
Be good for me to go 3-0.
Yeah, in a 10-team league, only 4 teams make the playoffs, so it's kind of every win is pretty crucial here.
And this is my 3rd year in your league. This is your league.
I'm the commish.
Yep. And your luck hasn't been so great lately, but
no. And right now, well, if you add up, so I'm 1-1. So, and I actually know this, by the way, in fantasy football, this is my 9th year. I have won 58. I've lost 51, and I've tied 2, and I won 2 championships in 2007 and 2009.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell my record is, but I know that I'm amazing in the regular season, and then playoffs come, and I go against somebody like, one of our buddies who has Jamal Charles, and last minute he goes for 7 TDs. Like, what kind of crap is that? Come on, man, really? It knocks me out, so...
Gotta love fantasy football.
It's crazy. It's fun, and you get to talk garbage to one another, and it's all in good fun. But when you know somebody as close as we know each other, it's always good to get that victory, so you can just throw it in your face. It's awesome though. I can't wait. Tonight I got Julio going, so you're definitely gonna
be Matt Bryant.
You're definitely gonna be rooting for Tampa Bay's secondary, I suppose. I think now that Doug Martin's out for the game. We just found out. I think.
And Roddy White, so that's why Julio Jones becomes a little bit more.
Julio's going to get like 30 catches, 500 yards. Watch.
That'd be my luck.
Watch. It's going to be amazing. And watch, Calvin's going to get shut down by Shields and Tremont. And Golden Tate will go for like 300 yards. No, I'm just kidding. That's a bit exaggerated, but you know what I'm saying. That would be your luck. And it would be mine. So I'll take that, man, But, I think it all goes on AJ Green here. You got Peyton, who's going against Seattle's defense, and we all saw what Seattle did to him last year in the Super Bowl, so who knows? And that's at Seattle, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeesh. Yeah, we'll see. But you got Cordero Patterson, who's going against New Orleans D, who isn't especially good. I got Steve Smith, who's going against Cleveland, and That's the only guy Flacco likes to throw to anymore.
Yeah.
He's got the biggest chip on his shoulder I've ever seen anybody. He is so pissed off. Yeah. But I think I'm going to win. I honestly think I'm going to blow you out. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think Manning isn't going to do good. I think Julio goes off. I think Stafford goes off as usual. And Stafford's a different quarterback this year. He's got legs. That's another thing Green Bay has to watch out for. Stafford grew some legs. Man, he ain't Lieutenant Dan anymore. He's got some damn legs, man. You know? But it'll be interesting. I definitely think I have your number. I do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would hope you would say that rather than, oh, you're going to kick my butt this week. So.
Oh, I'm going to kick your butt this week.
We'll see. Starts tonight.
Starts in like 45 minutes from right now. We do record this on Thursday, so keep in mind we are looking forward to the games. Let's make our picks, man. So who do you got tonight?
I'm going with Atlanta.
Yeah.
At home. I mean, yeah, they're minus Roddy White, but I kind of saw that coming.
Isn't that good? I don't think. He's slow.
Yeah, compared to not the same player he used to be, that's for sure.
I'm going Atlanta, and I'm going big. I'm saying Atlanta puts up a ton of points. I think this game's honestly over in like the third quarter. I mean, what does Tampa Bay really have to offer in this game? Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But besides tonight, of course, we have NFL action on Sunday. Who do you got here? San Diego at Buffalo.
I'm going to go with Buffalo.
Really?
Yep, at home. I think they're a better team than a lot of people think, especially their defense. Their defense is kind of underrated, if you ask me. So I think
their defense may be good, but Seattle's better, and San Diego just beat Seattle. I mean, I know it's a different team when Seattle's on the road or whatever, but that's still Seattle's D, and I think Phillip Rivers had a great game against Seattle. I'm going San Diego here. I know somebody commented on our website, the APR, said, don't take my picks to Vegas. These picks are going to Vegas, baby. I'm telling you, this is my week here. What about Cincinnati, Tennessee in Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
The red-hot Bengals.
Yeah, until they reach the playoffs, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think Cincinnati's kind of got it going on right now. They're probably the team to beat in the AFC North. That is a good division, but I just think...
Maybe even in the whole AFC, to be honest. Yeah. I'm going Cincinnati as well. I think Tennessee's kind of fluked out. I think, Giovanni Bernard and Andy Dalton, especially if A.J. Green goes, I think, Cincinnati kills them. Baltimore at Cleveland. I am going to go Cleveland here. I'm going to go Cleveland. What about you?
I'm going Baltimore.
Yeah?
Another one of those games where I don't have a ton to say about, but, I think Baltimore... I mean, that's a good Cleveland defense, but I think Baltimore can still... they'll put up some points. You got Steve Smith and Torrey Smith, but...
You hope Steve Smith does good, doesn't he?
Joe Hayden can only cover one guy, so...
Steve Smith's my guy, man. He's going to score me some points in fantasy this week against you. So I hope you're right about that. But I am picking Cleveland. And then we got Green Bay, Detroit. I think we're both going to pick Green Bay here.
I'm going to pick the Packers here. I just think...
And it's not a homer pick, by the way. No,
not at all.
These are legit picks. Who we think is going to win.
Yeah.
Indy at Jacksonville.
I'm going to go with Indianapolis. Jacksonville's just Jacksonville. Although, we still look back to week 1 when they were giving it pretty good to Philadelphia.
But they can't close the game.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And that's why I'm going to go Indy as well. Jacksonville might start out okay or whatever, but Indy just... My question is Jacksonville ever going to not be Jacksonville? Are they always going to be this team? Yeah. I mean, you got to wonder, has this team ever been good? It's just one of those teams, man, that you see them on your schedule and you're like, sure. But it is a divisional game, so maybe Jacksonville steps up against Indy. I don't know. I'm going Indy. The Raiders at the Patriots. Who do you got, man?
New England at home. Tom Brady. He's pretty good. He's a pretty good quarterback.
Hasn't he won a Super Bowl or something like that before?
I think so.
MVP or something, too?
He might have, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to go New England as well, man. At home against Oakland. Oakland looks god-awful this year. So I'm going to go New England as well. And I hope they shut that James Jones guy down because he's going to be going against me in fantasy this week. Minnesota at New Orleans. I think this one's pretty easy as well.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. I think New Orleans puts the hurt on Minnesota. And, Minnesota's going to see a lot of this. They built that team around AP for so many years.
Yeah.
And you still have Matt Castle. The least you could do now is throw Teddy Bridgewater in there, I guess. You know what I mean? See what the hell happens. But, I'm going New Orleans big. I think they blow them out. Houston at the Giants.
I'm actually going to go with the Giants to get their first win.
Against the 2-0 Texans?
Yeah. I'm picking an 0-2 team against a 2-0 team. So...
All right, I'm going to play it safe here. I'm going to go Texans against the Giants. I think the Texans' defense is really doing really good. And I mean, they're playing against the Giants. The Giants' offense isn't known for being explosive or anything, so I'm going Houston. Ryan Fitzpatrick's really getting it done down there, too. I mean, he's always been that guy that just steps in, does his thing, nothing special, but he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Only Harvard graduate in the NFL, isn't he? At quarterback, at least?
Quarterback. I'm sure. I don't know. Well, there was Matt Burke, but he's since retired.
Smart guy. I went to Harvard once. Did I ever tell you about that? Yeah, I drove right by. It was awesome, man. Felt smarter after that. Washington at Philly. What do you got? This will be a good one.
Yeah, I'll go with Philadelphia.
Yeah?
Their offense is pretty good. And I was actually, here's a kind of a random thought, but I was talking with somebody the other day, and they just kind of told me how in the heck... And yeah, the Packers' run defense isn't horrible, but we're going to have a tough time stopping McCoy and Sproles. I think that could be interesting when we play Philly.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I'm actually going to go Washington here. I think Kirk Cousins getting that full week of practice as a starter, knowing he's going in as a starter. Deshaun Jackson going back to Philly. That dude is pissed, too. We talked about Steve Smith having a chip on his shoulder. Deshaun's got just as much of one, I mean, they released him based on a thought that he was a thug or something like that. I think Washington gets it done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going Redskins here. What do you think about Dallas and St. Louis?
I'll go with Dallas. I just think St. Louis's offense doesn't have enough. Not that Dallas's defense is any better, but...
They're better than that, though.
Yeah. Des Bryant. He's all right. He's a pretty good receiver.
Yeah, see, I'm going Dallas because of one reason only. It's not Romo. It's DeMarco Murray. He's the best running back in the league right now. How weird is that, too? He's the best running back in the league. Who would have thought? Statistic-wise, he is.
Yeah, well, we are still on September 18th, so...
Still, I don't know. You get that head start, you know what I mean? Like, Lacey ain't doing it. Jamal Charles is hurt. McCoy's off to a slow start. Peterson's done.
Yeah.
I mean, the year of DeMarco Murray. All right, San Francisco at Arizona. I'm going to go Arizona here.
I'll go with San Francisco.
Yeah?
I don't know. This is another one of those games that I honestly think is a toss-up. Arizona, I know this happens every year where people say this is their year, but I kind of think it is. They finally have, that defense that they've been together a little while. Anytime you have Larry Fitzgerald, he just needs a guy who can get him the ball.
Which he doesn't have this week, though. Palmer's out.
Yeah.
So who knows? Mm-hmm. Which makes me kind of regret that pick. But I'm sticking with it because going to Vegas with this stuff. So I'm going to go Arizona. I think that defense is really good. And San Francisco kind of got exposed, man. You had Chicago with that crazy comeback. And I don't think you or I picked Chicago, did we? Oh,
I didn't see that coming.
No. I mean, yeah, that was crazy. Kansas City and Miami. I'm going to go with Miami here. Kansas City's really struggling, man.
Same thing. I'm going to go with Miami. Kansas City is definitely not the same team they were last year.
Well, Miami's got no Sean Moreno, but they got a guy who's just as hungry in Lamar Miller. You know what I mean? He's getting those reps, and he's going to be pushing hard. Yep. You still got Tannehill. Mike Wallace making those crazy catches last week. I mean,
finally stepping up.
Finally, right? Getting that paycheck. Because he earning that paycheck, because he got paid to do nothing last year. And Kansas City, like you said last year, that is not the team that they were last year at all, man. They suck. But wait, don't they get Dwayne Bowe back or no? Or do they get him back next week?
I think it was 4 games. I think they would get him back next week.
Okay, yeah, because Dwayne Bowe, I mean, that'll help. And right now, their number one receiver is Donnie Avery. Who? Huh? You know? And the big one, Sunday afternoon game, Denver at Seattle, Super Bowl rematch. I'm going the same result as the Super Bowl. I'm going the Seahawks.
I'm going Seattle, but not in that fashion.
No, you don't think they put the hurt on them?
No. But, Seattle at home. There's just something about Seattle at home that...
It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I do know that defense is solid, and, Denver really didn't do anything to improve their offense, I wouldn't say, but I don't know. I think Seattle wins that one. They were going to be pissed off they lost against San Diego last week. I'm sure they walked into that game thinking it's just San Diego. So, I think Seattle wins that game though. Pittsburgh at Carolina. I think I'm going to go with the Panthers here. They're getting Cam Newton back, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Carolina.
He's going to be 100% this week finally.
Usually, primetime game at home. I usually go with the home team in a situation like that. I don't know who knows, but I'm a big USC football fan, and we kind of had a letdown last week at Boston College primetime game at home. Mm-hmm. So there's just something about a team playing a primetime game at home. You're fired up, you're ready to go. So,
what about those teams like that play at when they open up the season and they play at a neutral field like Badgers LSU? What do you think about those games? Who do you think has the advantage there?
The better football team. That's why LSU won that game.
Oh, okay. We're really going there. All right. What about Chicago at the Jets?
I'm going to go with the Jets. Same type of thing. Primetime game, home team. But
their fans don't seem that passionate.
No, not really.
They showed up at Lambeau, though.
There were a lot of Jets fans there.
They were cool, too.
Yeah, there were a couple of pretty cool.
They didn't even have that accent, though. I was disappointed.
Yeah, I wanted to hear a New York accent for the first time live.
But I'm going with Chicago here, man. The Bears' offense looks legit. I'm not going to lie. I think the loss of Charles Tillman is going to hurt, but... the next man up with them too. They got a good coach. They got a good head on their shoulders there. With Cutler looks decent this year. He took a couple shots last game that I thought were going to take him out of the game, but he stood in there and did his thing.
Not like him, but he is one tough quarterback.
Yeah,
I think so. At least.
Smoking Jay Cutler. So those are our picks. So that's all we got tonight. I just want to thank everybody again for listening. This is our 3rd episode, and we want to start a new segment here where we're going to start taking questions from you guys. So if you want to get those in, you can get those in. Either follow us on Twitter, or we'll give you those tags in a second here. Follow us on Twitter, shoot those questions that way, or you can follow us at Arrick's Packer Report on Facebook. You just search that in, Arrick with an ARRIC to the K. And you can find us there. Shoot us a question. There's lots of giveaways there, too. We're giving away, a Devontae Adams signed card or 5x7 soon. And, there's lots of giveaways for correct predictions and stuff like that. But, just follow us on there. And I want to remind you again, we're brought to you by All Wisconsin Athletics. All Wisconsin, All Athletics, All the Time.com. They've been doing a good job in showing what we can do personally, and we want to thank all you guys for listening. Really appreciate it. So.
Yeah, like I said last time, it won't be a whole lot of fun to this if there wasn't people paying attention and look forward to what we have to say. That's that's kind of why we're doing it.
And every week we do see that the views are getting higher, so keep showing your buddies. You know what I mean, We're really enjoying what we're doing here, and we want the feedback and everything because, that's the only way we're going to get better. Tell us what you want to hear. You know what I mean? Shoot us a tweet or find us on Facebook, whatever you got to do. But you can find us on Twitter. You can find me at Mr. Paradise 24, and you can find Arrick here at Arrick Upton. That's ARRICK Upton. Again, no relation to Kate Upton, so
well, we don't know that, though.
Quit getting your head so big about that, man.
We don't know that.
You can also follow our host here, the host of the podcast, All Wisconsin Athletics, at All Wisco, ATH, as in athletics. Again, thank you for listening. You guys are great. Enjoy week 3 of football. The season's going by really fast, so when you're watching, just take some time and just be happy that it's here, because it's going to be week 15 before you know it. We're all going to be pretty pissed off. So.
Yep, happens every year.
It does, but we just want to thank you for listening. You guys have a great weekend. And
go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go. And go Haddonfield Butchers. We're going to put it on you this week, man. My fantasy club. Have a good night, guys.
I got a whole lot of money. Just count it for me.